got to go see an early preview for Shazam. It was part of that Fandango fan event. I was really excited to see this movie. The early tweets were very, very positive. The DCEU has kind of been, still a little bit mixed for me. The DCEU, if that's even what it's called anymore. But I was pumped. I really like Zachary Levi. I love Chuck. He hasn't really been in anything big since then, and I was hoping this would be his breakout moment. So I was pumped for this movie. I don't really know a whole lot about Shazam, and so I was just going in, looking to have a good time. And I will say I had a good time. This is a very fun movie, and it's a very different movie from what I was really expecting. But there was some parts I didn't like, and I didn't really think it was a perfect movie. It's still not a great DCEU film. But let's go into it. For the first part, like I said, Zachary Levi is fantastic. He feels like he was made to play this part. He was really, really good, and I'm looking forward to see what they do next with him and his character. And hopefully this will energize his career back, and he can be in some new things too. There are some other people in this film. I can't think of them off the top of my head. The two kids in the film were pretty good. The parents were okay. Some of the other kids that are part of this group home that he's living in are okay. One, the little girl, really, I liked her, but there were some of them that were a little bit cheesy, and we didn't really get deep enough into them to really, make me feel one way or another. The villain, I forget, Mark Strong, maybe, I can't remember what his name is, but he was pretty good. I will say that it wasn't his fault, but his kind of origin story is kind of lame to me. But at least he went all in, and at least he kind of had a purpose, and he wasn't just evil to be evil. At least he had a little bit of a backstory, and he was at least pretty menacing. So that's I like that part. I will say, the film, even because I didn't know a whole lot about it, but I mean, you can kind of get the gist of it in the trailer. You get this kid, he is looking for his mom, he ends up in this group home, he helps one of the kids in the group home, and then he's chosen to become kind of like the chosen one of some secret wizard society thing going on. And then you've got the Mark Strong character who he's got to do battle with. That's kind of the gist of it. There's a lot of family elements here. There's a lot of group home stuff that kind of weirdly reminded me of like an Instant Family kind of feel, but just not as deep as Instant Family, obviously. And I will say the action scenes are pretty cool. When he's like figuring out his powers, those scenes were kind of my favorite, and they're really funny. There is a lot of funny moments in this movie, even ones that weren't shown in the trailer, which was good. But let's get into the negatives. And even though these may seem kind of, nitpicky or a little bit compared to the overall thing, there was some things that bugged me. The tone of the movie sometimes is all over the place. Sometimes they want you want it to be really serious, and then sometimes it's really goofy. Sometimes, it feels like they didn't really know what they wanted to do. Do they want to do a Deadpool movie, or did they want to do like a more serious, Man of Steel kind of movie? Did they want to make this for kids? Because sometimes, I don't know if this may be just his character, but he'd be like, holy moly, and then 3 minutes later you had Santa Claus dropping F-bombs. So I don't really know what the tone was that they were going for this film. There's some pacing issues, especially towards the beginning of the movie. It drags a little bit. Like I said about the villain, he's kind of got a lame origin story, and you're kind of like, really, dude? I mean, maybe it's just in his character, and he's just, weak, but I'm just like, okay. There are some other things, like we don't dive deep enough into the other characters in the group home, so sometimes you're kind of like, I wish we could have gotten a little bit deeper into it. But those are kind of my gripes of it. I had a real fun time. I did enjoy it. I liked it better than Aquaman for sure. Definitely better than BVS and Justice League. But it's not as good as Man of Steel or Wonder Woman for me. And it's definitely, some people were saying that this was the greatest DC movie ever, and it's not as good as like Batman Begins or The Dark Knight or crazy. I had fun. I had some problems. I felt like it was a good movie, one that I would not mind buying and putting in my Blu-ray collection, but not one that I'm going to be like, super hyped to see again anytime soon. It's just, I don't know, the DCEU is kind of, just all over the place for me, and I keep expecting, I think I hyped myself up on this one again. I keep expecting something great, and it's not great. It's just good. And that maybe that's just how it's going to be. I will say that, this new way that the DCEU is going, I don't even know which film in the DCEU this one is. It's like the 6th, I think, or 5th or 6th, but it just, you can tell they're just not really worried about tying things together anymore. There's no giant universe. I mean, the two things that I can think of where this kind of connected, most of it is just like cameos or funny gags, or it doesn't really have anything to do with any main storyline. So if you're going into this hoping that they're going to start tying things together to make another Justice League, you're going to be disappointed, because that's legit. You can just tell that they're just going a different way now. They're just going to make separate movies, and then maybe later on down the road we'll connect them back together. And I don't know if that's the right way to go or not, but I just feel like that's the way they're going. So until next time, this is Rainy Cage. But wait, I didn't tell you the review or the rating. I'm gonna give Shazam a 3.5 out of 5. So it's better than Aquaman, like I said. I think I gave Aquaman like a 3 or a 2.5. So I enjoyed it. It's not fantastic though. Until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.